So we get asked this question a lot as a family and as individuals. Uh, what is unschooling? Why are you even being schooled at home? Uh, how do you meet people? Which is a ridiculous frequent question. It's just utterly ridiculous. I remember when somebody asked that to my son, and he kind of looked at him and he said, "Well, I'm meeting you now, right?" And the kid didn't know what to say. But I want to read to you from a website called unschooling.com, where you can actually get more information about what it is that like we do as a family. It's not my website. It's just a site that I really love and I use as a reference all the time. And I like the way that they go about describing things. So, what is unschooling? Have you ever described red to a person who is colorblind? Sometimes trying to define unschooling is like trying to define red. Ask 30 unschoolers to define the word and you'll get 30 shades of red. They'll all be red, but they'll all be different. Generally, unschoolers are concerned with learning or becoming educated, not with doing school. The focus is upon the choices made by each individual learner, and those choices can vary according to learning style and personality type. There is no one way to. If you don't do school, what do you do? Read, play, sing, grow things, write. All of these things and more are things unschoolers do. We do them because they interest us and bring us joy or because they help us accomplish our dreams. We do things that have meaning in our lives and contain within those activities in real learning. I brought that up. That was also an excerpt from the unschooling.com site. I used to wonder if my children was actually retaining knowledge and learning on a level that they should be learning, because sometimes it gets really hard to tell. But there's been quite a few instances where, we'll just be sitting down and we'll be talking, and then they'll just start talking about something. Like even tonight as an example, I said, okay, guys, we do a reading session 7 days a week, as long as I'm home. That's the other thing, like with us in unschooling. Schooling is every day, 24 hours a day. Like, when you're awake, you're learning something. And yes, we do, document things or whatever. I keep a portfolio for my state's records, but my children, I'm more concerned with them learning than saying, oh well, I have to make sure this person says that this piece of paper is approved. I want them to retain the knowledge. So we sat down tonight and I said, okay, guys, I know this is a tough subject, but we're gonna read an excerpt from the encyclopedia of dinosaurs and prehistoric life. And they were like, oh, wow, well, we had just learned some of this from, there's a website that they also do some of their schooling on. And they were like, well, yeah, we all just learned this individually. And, I learned about the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and this one's like I learned about this one, and I'm just like they had this full-fledged conversation with crap that I can't even pronounce yet, and I'm like, okay, I'm sitting here with the 8-year-old, the 11-year-old, and the 12-year-old. I can't even pronounce some of these damn dinosaurs words, but I'll be doggone if they weren't able to just. And then they're like, oh, mommy, this reference is here. Turn the page, so and so and such and such. And, and we sat there like laying on the floor with the book open and reading and discussing. And, then my son was like, oh, yeah, I kind of cross-referenced it with with the History Channel because they were talking about dinosaurs, so we were watching, and like I was just kind of like, wow, really? Like it really made me feel good. I mean, between like the science experiments that we do and like math is very important to me because I grew up loving math. So it's important to me that they really get math. I teach my son has trouble with math until I started teaching him through cooking with certain things, adding this with this and taking this away, and measurements especially, which plays a really important part in like baking and things like that. We have a blast, and they learn so much, and they learn so fast. And where I doubted myself before, I no longer do that. I used to, listen to what other people say. Oh, you're not doing this right, and oh, you're doing this wrong, and blah 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 blah. They're obviously learning a lot more than I thought that they were learning. And then we had a discussion about the presidents. I'm astounded and amazed that they retain so much. And um, it depends on where you live, but like some public schools are still okay. The thing to remember is that there's always teachers like in every school, everywhere, that are really, really caring and nurturing uh, towards students. The other thing is that teachers are like unsung heroes to me. So, some of them may have given up already. They're underpaid, they're overworked, they have way too many children in the classroom on average. I mean, teachers, I'm in no way, shape, or form saying anything like negative about you, because I really think that teachers should get paid a lot more than a lot of other people, because they hold the future of our children, in their hands, or they play a pivotal part in that. And so I didn't like what I saw, and I took my children out of school and I started teaching them. I cried off and on for a year because it's really hard. But we got into the swing of things, and like things are really going great, and it's been going great. And as long as they are learning, I don't care what anybody says or thinks. I know that they're learning, and everyone around them can see that they have a thirst for knowledge, and that's all that I really wanted. I don't want school to be a punishment. I don't want learning to be a punishment. It should be something that you enjoy each and every day, every moment. I love learning. So I would just like to say to my babies, thank you very much for being you. I'm so proud of you guys. I couldn't ask for better children. And keep doing what you do, and I'll keep trying my very best to do what I do. I love you guys.